Hi friends. Okay, so over the past month I have taken on, along with Amber from AllenDigitals, a 30-day bullet journal challenge. Now I usually plan in GoodNotes 4 on my iPad Pro 11 because of the bugs that are still present in GoodNotes 5. However, for this challenge I opted to really try to put GoodNotes 5 through its paces. So I did my entire bullet journal in GoodNotes 5. So initially I thought that I wanted to do like a weekly spread kind of setup, I guess, to where you would have like the month of April and then like week 1, week 2, but I learned real quick that that was not for me. Okay, so admittedly this April overlay was the last page that I created, but I put it at the front because obviously it works better there. So this was my first day, day 1. This was the day that I realized that the hand lettering challenge that I'll be doing in May is sorely needed. I also attempted to use the brush pen feature in GoodNotes 5 and found that I was not as much of a fan as I expected to be. And then here is day 2, and this is where I discovered that I was having a huge problem with the highlighter tool. I'll include a clip of me creating this spread so that you can see exactly what I mean. Hey, all right, so it's day 2 of my 30-day bullet journal challenge. Pardon all this is not here, but I wanted to just hop on here real quick and say what for me the difference is as far as like, I'm gonna call it like Erin Condren style digital planning versus bullet journaling. Obviously with the way that I typically plan, I use a lot of like digital stickers and washi and things like that. With bullet journaling, I'm trying to not use any of that and to rely strictly on things that I draw, shapes that I create, things like that. The problem that I'm running into is my ferrets are up. I don't think that this is going to be like a replacement for me for my Erin Condren style planner. Just because that system does work so well for me, and I've got it kind of down to an art at this point where I can focus more on the creativity rather than the creation each week. So I think what I'm going to do going forward, it's like day 2, but what I'm going to do going forward is use this more as like a brain dump style bullet journal as opposed to a functional planner style journal. So yeah, I just wanted to hop on, say that little spiel so that you're not confused as to why I started out with a calendar view and that's not where I'm going to be staying. So, all right guys, wish me luck. This one is when I decided, hey, forget it. I'm just going to make this all about me, things I like, things I don't like, less of a planner and more of a scrapbook style. So this right here is my list of my favorite Supernatural episodes for each season. As you can see, 14 and 15 are blank because I don't have all of the information yet required for those. This one I found and legit duplicated from one that I found on Pinterest. I discovered pretty quickly that this was a lot harder than I thought it would be. Not because I didn't feel creative or because I felt hindered doing this digitally, but more because I'm not used to it. So I didn't have just 30 ideas bouncing around in my head that I had to get out on paper, so to speak. So I did look around a lot and get a lot of inspiration from Pinterest and bullet journal websites and things like that. This one I found and I loved it because it kind of reminds me of like an Indian painting. Not so much the colors, because I don't think pastels were really their stilo, but just the shapes. I really liked the shapes. This one is my spring bucket list. Now, I will say I created all of these, but have not gone through and added to them because I really don't know that this style of planning is for me. I think as a scrapbook style, I like it, but as a functional planner, it's not really my thing. But I did like creating these type of spreads, so maybe I'll incorporate this kind of stuff into my usual planner that I use. Got my chakras here. I did draw the figure, but I just copy pasted the individual images for the chakras here. No way could I have drawn those in GoodNotes 5. Here's my house cleaning. And this is where I really started bringing in fonts. I do love that GoodNotes 5 allows you to bring in your own custom fonts. So I started doing that because my handwriting is just not where I want it to be. This one is my 100 miles challenge. I need to start doing this. Last year, I logged 100 miles throughout the running season, and I'm hoping to do the same thing again this year. These are the current songs that I keep listening to over and over on my phone while I'm running. And this was created, I think, on the 5th or 6th day, and they're all pretty much still accurate. These are for my races, because I do racing throughout the season, and I would like to replace these little medallions with pictures of my actual medals. My gratitude, this was on the 6th because that was Caleb's birthday. And these ones I did write. This was my actual handwriting. This plant one, I really wasn't a fan of. I like the concept, but I just did not like the execution. Vacation countdown, like that. This one, meh, it's okay. I've since come up with some mood trackers for my regular planner that I'm just in love with. So, I mean, I guess I can say thank you to this one for leading me to ones that I like better. This one is my period tracker, and I had to laugh at the phrase expelling my hysteria, because, yup. This, I think, is the page that I am most proud of. I love the watercolor, I love the fonts, I love how I was able to just create like a cohesive piece, and this is one of the ones that did the best on Instagram too. And then I tried to recreate it the next day, and I was like, meh. Here's a list of some favorites. These are longtime favorites as opposed to current favorites. My social media tracker. This is another one that I want to put in my my current planner because I do like this concept. I just don't know that I like it here. Things that I'm currently doing. I really like how this one turned out. I did get this one. It wasn't this style. I made it into circles and changed some things, but I got this concept from a Pinterest listing. Prepositions. I have been studying Italian for a while now, and I was like, well, maybe this has a place in my bullet journal. I don't know that it has a place in a bullet journal, but I think I kind of want to create a digital book for this specifically. This is my star chart. This is another decorative page. This things that I want to do more of, and these all stand true. This little bicycle and this coffee thing, the Girl Boss, are from the Feathers of Style shop on Etsy. My watch list. These are all the channels that I watch on the regular on Instagram. My spring cleaning list. This kind of stuff is where I think a bullet journal would have a place in my day-to-day life, because I am a list maker through and through, and there is no way that I could fit this into like a weekly spread in my regular planner. This is my weight loss goal for the year. And this is my vision board for a tattoo sleeve that I have planned. Obviously, it's not going to be this, but for those of you who don't know, I have in the last 2.5 years lost 165 pounds, and I want to have a sleeve, an upper sleeve, to kind of commemorate not only where I've gotten to, but where I came from. So that's why like the donuts are there and the cigarettes are there, because I used to smoke. I used to eat really unhealthy. And so yeah, I wanted to include like some of my bad habits with some of my good habits and just create like a nice upper sleeve tattoo for that. And that's it. So 30 days later, do I enjoy bullet journaling? I do. Not as much as I thought I would. I expected to be a lot more into it. Maybe it was the pressure of having to have a new spread every day. But I've since started doing daily, not memory plans. Well, I guess memory plans, because I'll, like in the morning, I'll do just a page commemorating the day before. That doesn't feel like a chore to me at all. That is like I have my cup of coffee, I sit down with my tablet, and I just create. And that I love. But again, I'm not under any obligation to do it. I'm just doing it because I enjoy it. So maybe that's the catalyst that makes this bullet journal thing a little for me. But I really did enjoy it, and I probably will keep up on it, just on a much more casual basis. So there you go, guys. That is my 30-day bullet journal challenge, a check. So in May, I'm going to be doing a 30-day hand lettering challenge, again with Amber from AllenDigitals. We have gone together and selected a kit from an Etsy seller. I'll link all her stuff later, but that we're both going to follow for the next 30 days. So I hope you guys stick around and check out that video as well. Thank you.